The pastor declared, "You're in Texas now. It's a local car." The auditorium shimmered under the glow of stage lights, reflecting off polished floors and casting a near-heavenly brilliance over the thousands gathered in Houston. Lakewood Church, renowned worldwide for its grandeur and its message of positivity, was filled to capacity. Television cameras lined the aisles, red lights blinking like watchful eyes, ready to capture what promised to be one of the most extraordinary exchanges in modern history. For the very first time, President Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso, the young leader who had shaken Africa and unsettled the world, sat across from America's most influential televangelist, Joel Osteen. Nobody knew what to expect. Nobody could predict the weight of the words about to fall like thunder in the still air. Joel Osteen, smiling warmly as always, opened with his signature Texan charm. "Ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed tonight. We are joined by a man of courage, a man of change, a man who has inspired millions. Please welcome President Ibrahim Traoré." Polite applause rippled through the audience, some curious, some skeptical. For many, Traoré was little more than a name attached to fiery speech and anti-Western rhetoric. But when he rose to speak, the hall fell silent. His presence was magnetic, unshakable. He neither smiled nor waved. He simply stood tall, his military jacket slightly unbuttoned, his piercing eyes fixed on the blinding. "I thank you," he began, his voice calm, yet edged with unmistakable authority. "I thank you for allowing me to play, but I have not come here to entertain. I have not come to flatter. I have come to speak truth, even if that truth is uncomfortable." Joel nodded gently, keeping his composure. "That is exactly why we are here tonight, Mr. President, to hear your truth." The crowd clapped again, but Traoré lifted a hand, silencing them instantly. The atmosphere shifted. His voice deepened. "In my country, Christians and Muslims live side by side. Yet too often, both faiths have been weaponized for control. Too often, religion has been twisted into chains instead of, and I will not remain silent when leaders of faith, whether in Africa, America, or anywhere else, turn the gospel into a business, turning salvation into a product to be sold." Gasps rippled across the hall. For the first time that evening, Osteen's trademark grin faltered. Christianity, at its core, Traoré continued, was never meant to be theater. Jesus Christ did not die so his name could be used to build empires of war. He did not suffer on the cross for his message to be reduced to motivational slogan. Christianity is not about comfort. It is about sacrifice. It is not about mansions. It is about humility. It is not about lights and stages. It is about truth and struggle. Murmurs filled the room. Some clapped in agreement. Others shook their heads. Osteen, visibly unsettled, but striving for lightness, interjected softly, "Mr. President, we believe in spreading hope. We believe in lifting people up. Surely there's nothing wrong with positivity." Traoré turned sharply, his eyes locking on Osteen. "Hope without truth is deception. Positivity without accountability is poison. You preach to millions, people broken, hungry, desperate, and instead of giving them the fire of truth, you give them cotton candy. Sweet words, empty promises. Tell me, Joel, when was the last time you preached justice? When was the last time you condemned corruption? When was the last time you challenged the powerful instead of comforting?" The church was silent. Even the cameras seemed to hesitate. Osteen inhaled deeply. "I believe in God's goodness. People need encouragement, not condemnation. That is what I try to give." Traoré nodded slowly, his tone sharpening. "Encouragement without truth is like medicine without a cure. It numbs the pain, but it never heals the disease.